It wasn't Mike Yeager. It was God. You all know this back about 4 years ago, I guess now. You get out of here. You look up on the roof. It's all covered with black tar. And it was galvanized steel back in them days. We didn't know that we could have got a painted steel. We got galvanized steel. And it began to rust through. And to have a company come and fix it was going to be $40,000, $50,000. I didn't have it. I said, Lord, make a way. Will you make a way? And then a guy by the name of Jay Forsythe. How many of you know Jay? Jay came to me, and he had bought an old tanker over here at Bob Gates' place. Big old tanker full of tar. He said, Pastor Mike, I don't know why, but I just felt like I was supposed to come to you and offer you this big tanker full of tar. Not the truck, but you can empty it out. I said, really? He said, yeah. So how many know even though God is working with us, sometimes we're stupid? So I said, oh, praise the Lord, we're going to cover the whole roof with that. So he brought it over here, and we had to take some torches, and we had to heat up. And it was a big, big tanker, probably about maybe 40 feet long, if not longer. Big old round tanker. And we began to heat it up, and it began to come out like a sludge. And this is in the summertime. And I had a crew of about maybe 7 of us. So we got it in the bucket. We tried to spread it. It wouldn't spread. Said, okay, we're going to have to thin this stuff down. So we thinned it down with diesel. And it did. It thinned down. But it didn't thin good enough. So I had this brilliant idea. We're going to thin it down with gasoline. So we had a hopper. And we had a 55-gallon tank. And a barrel and metal. And we had fire underneath them. And we would dump the Slurpees of these 5-gallon buckets, plastic buckets, as we got it out of the tanker, into the hopper and the 55-gallon. And then about 20 feet away, and Jesse was over there. Hafer was taking care of that. And the guys were up on the roof spreading it. And I would take that usually we would put 4 gallons in it. I'd bring it over about 20 feet away. You can go out here and see the marks in the ground. And then I would take like a quart of gasoline, and I would dump it into, and it would bubble and boil, the fumes, and I would stir it up and get it nice and thin, and then we'd take it up on the roof. Well, how many know that tar is pretty nasty? So we were getting full, and I'm the guy who's stirring it up and preparing this brew. It's almost like a witch's brew. So I'm stirring it up, and I'm covered with gas. I'm covered with gas because my clothes are wet from gas. My hands are wet with gas because I'm trying to keep. So we get the whole thing done. All we got left is like 4 buckets to go. So Jesse's over there, man, and because I'm excited about finishing. So I've got like these little kid play toy buckets. I've got this one full of gas. I've got this one full of gas. And then I took this quart jar and I dumped the gas in there and I'm stirring it, and all of a sudden as I'm stirring it I saw a big flash of light, white pure light, and Jesse's gone. And I saw it was like an ocean, just like a tsunami coming towards me. Whoop, and engulfs me. Boom. I'm standing in this gasoline fire. I'm completely gone. The buckets, listen, now we're using plastic buckets to stir the tar. The 2 small sand buckets, they're on fire. The big 5-gallon bucket just right there in front of me flattened out like a pancake. It just melted. Everything's burning. I'm standing in this gasoline fire, and I didn't feel any heat. Not one bit of heat. All I know is Nancy's trailer is right next to it. We got the gymnasium. I got to get this fire out. So I run out of this gasoline fire. I grab a metal canister that we had sitting there, like a 5-gallon. I come in and slap it over one of the buckets of gasoline burning, ran back out, grabbed another one, put it over the other one, and I'm trying to put this fire out. I'm in the gasoline fire. I'm covered with gasoline. I'm trying to put the fire out. I'm not even thinking, Jesus! I'm crying, Jesus! And then I saw the water hose, and so I ran over, and Jesse tried to help me, but he couldn't get close to the fire, and so I grabbed the water hose, and I came back into the fire, and I got the fire out. And then it hit me. I should have been burned like a crispy piece of bacon over an open flame. Jesse got burnt. Jesse had like second-degree burns on his arm, right or left arm. He got burnt. I didn't have one hair on my body singed.